The first night, my daughter wanted to sleep by herself in a two-man tent right next to ours. It was maybe 2 feet away from me in my wife's tent. We made the male German Shepherd, Guts is his name, sleep with her in the tent. That whole first night, neither my wife and I could sleep. We both heard what sounded like footsteps, and they were heavy. They weren't like your typical forest critters scampering around in the night. No. I was well armed because I was paranoid from reading about a dad in California who was shot and killed in a tent next to his own 2 infant daughters. Needless to say, both my wife and I had 2 pistols and my rifle with me. The dogs are great at detection, and that's why I felt my daughter could sleep alone, because Guts was on it. And Guts, he's completely fearless. Nothing would lay a hand on her without a battle to the death. All in all, nothing but bad vibes and loud footsteps occurred that night, which I ultimately decided must have been just some deer or perhaps maybe some elk.
Day 2. We go for a walk down the road and see the area of interest in the photo. An abandoned road where rusted over gatepost is covered over in vegetation. Something catches my eye and Guts immediately takes off running. My heart begins to race because I think it's another family camping like us and he's going to get himself killed or scare some innocents half to death. So I chase after him as fast as I can and the rest follow. He stops after 20 feet into the road and me yelling behind his back, but I've covered just enough distance to see that there is nobody there. And something is off about the sight. I yell, "Hello? Is anyone there? Sorry about the dog." I got no response. My curiosity gets the best of me. I just had to see what the conditions were. As I get closer, I sense something is wrong. It had all the necessities of a campsite, with there being the cooler, propane burner, a tent, blankets, even the folding table. But every single item had been completely destroyed, smashed, and torn from what appeared to be claw marks. We all were aghast, puzzled. Why anyone would leave their camping gear behind? Someone must have left in a hurry and animals got in and did the rest, in my logical explanation. But still, a propane tank and cooler flattened by something. And it certainly wasn't snowpack with the tree coverage in that spot at all. As the afternoon rolls in, my daughter and I are playing bocce at the campsite, and my wife goes walking maybe 70 feet north to do her business. I don't have a direct line of sight on her, but all of a sudden I see Gus make a mad dash straight towards her. Normally he would always be with me, unless he was called for, and she didn't call for him. His speed and his focus catches my attention, and I just know something weird was happening. So I ran over. My wife starts coming my way, and I draw my pistol. Gus continues to run into the forest, maybe another 100 feet before stopping. My other dog, Leah, who never misses the opportunity to be a pack leader, is not taking point. I've had her for 7 years now, and this is the first time she's ever refused to leave my daughter's side. She was full hair raised and attached to us at the hip. Again, anytime we hike or play, Leah is up front bossing everything in her path. Pauses to check up on us. Continues on. I asked my wife what happened. She said, "I was trying to pee, and all of a sudden, I felt all my hairs raised. I know someone was watching me. I just got up to move towards you." We spent 10 minutes looking for signs of anything, and saw no trails, just broken branches and no further clues. We decided to spend one more night. it was too late to pack up and drive. But we will all be in a big tent together. Before going to bed, I put a rope with a makeshift coin alarm around the perimeter of our campsite. I used a mint can and some coins and keys from our truck and zip-tied it so anything hitting the rope would give a little jingle. Very unsophisticated, I know, but it put my wife at ease. As I go to tie my last corner off at a tree, our next mystery items unveils itself. It looks like someone has done the same exact thing I've done with the rope that was so old and worn I didn't see it at first. It was broken, and only a few pieces remained. But sure enough, it was tied at roughly the same height, 8 to 10 inches off the ground, and even had a few rusted washes on it. Immediately, I felt the sense that someone has stayed here before and put the same makeshift warning system on the same tree, maybe 10, 15 years ago. Based on the condition of the rope, perhaps my paranoia has reached a new height, but I had to make sure the girls were safe. At the time, the only thing that came to mind, I fired a clip from my 45 into the dirt as a signal to whoever or whatever was out there that we are armed. I reassured the girls nobody would come and do us harm, that it was safe to sleep. That night, we heard nothing, no footsteps, and the dogs never barked, perked up. We left early that morning. Fast forward to today, I was watching Amazon Missing 411 Hunted documentary, and I noticed something peculiar. The focus was close to where we were camping at that weekend. A flood of dread rushes me as I recall that mysterious abandoned campsite with the ripped tent and smashed cooler, the cooktop. We've gone camping since and have enjoyed the beauty of the Northwest, but there was something there at that place, and it was a horror for someone else. Not less than 300 feet away from where we camped. I gotta say, we all thank our lucky stars that Guts was there with us on that afternoon.